It actually starts with me kind of I was kind of in a moment of just a little bit of frustration. It was kind of a moment that I was a lot of uncertainty and just kind of just bummed. My husband, being the loving guy that he is, decided to take me to my favorite restaurant, which is where JC works.
Yep.
We get to the restaurant and this cute, bubbly waitress comes up to us. And she's like, "How are you?" And she starts to take our order, but she was great service and we had a good time, good meal. And finally the check came and we decided to leave a bigger tip than usual. And God gave me a word to kind of put on the top of the receipt. It just said that John 3:16 and that God loved her. That's all really that it was on my end.
Trevor's grandpa had just passed away that morning. I was debating about even going to work that day and feeling kind of, emotional about life and everything in general. And we were pretty new to Christianity. We had left the Mormon church a few years ago and we're kind of this in-between phase of not really knowing. And then just a few months before this, started kind of getting into Christianity. God just put it in his heart and I could see the change in him. And so then I was on board and we had just been saved and we're just getting to know the Lord. And I decided just to go to work, stick it out. I'm like, he went to work, I can go to work, I can do this. And I had held it together pretty good all night. And so I was feeling proud of myself. And then they were actually my last table of the night. We had been praying for a church. We're praying really hard for that. And then, they were there that night. I'm cleaning, doing my regular thing and serving them. And then I get that note and, they had walked out. And so I opened it. I read the verse and I instantly just start bawling because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm already emotional. And I'd already seen God working in our lives more than I had really seen him throughout our whole lives. Of reading that and feeling that from God and from there, I was just overwhelmed with God's love. And I wanted to just share it with everybody at work. I was like, look at what happened. I read the verse and I see the tip, and the tip was not just generous, it was very generous. And reading the verse and the message, I felt like that was from God. And then seeing the tip, I felt that was more from them. And so I felt like I needed to go thank them. And so I walked out into the parking lot and, I'm already a little emotional, but I walked out and I'm like, hey, excuse me. I'm like, I just wanted to thank you guys. This means more than you realize because first of all, this Bible verse means a lot to me. I've kind of been in between things and not really knowing what to believe. And so that means a lot to me. And your tip was very generous and can help my family a lot. And I just I wanted to tell you that I really appreciate it.
See, and I think that all of it's from God because God knew what it would take for you to chase me.
Yeah, for sure.
He knows you and he knows us so intimately that he knows what it would take for you to come after us.
Yeah.
Of course, this is all during pandemic. So we're both wearing, I think we both had masks on at first.
I was like, can I take this
down? I know, and so we're standing really far apart because both of us are trying to be courteous of each other. And I'm like, we both were like, can we take our masks off? I'm like, can I hug you? Can we pray together? And then I was able to tell her about Utah County.
Yeah. And that was the first time anyone prayed over me or laid hands on me like that, so that was different for me too. Stood out to me. That was new for me. And so I feel like that was impactful. But how could God be more clear? I'm going to send somebody into your work that will catch your attention. You'll go outside, you'll talk to them, all these things. And then I'm going to give you a church. You're asking for a church, here, I'll just give you one. And so that was a really awesome way for me to just see God cares about these little details. He's literally placing me exactly where we need to be, things like that.
For me, it was an answer to prayer as well because everything just felt hard. This is why you just keep going. Because there's people like JC out there. Mm-hmm. And when the Spirit tells us to do something, if we can step out of that boat and we can do it, it's beyond encouraging.